Hey, what's up guys? I'm Rob Riches and today I'm at Global Fitness. The focus of today's video is I'll be running you through 3 different stages of bicep training. A beginner routine, more of an intermediate, and then a pro or advanced routine. Speaking of pro, it's been a number of years since I've been on stage, and next year will mark my 10th anniversary return to the WBFF World Fitness Model Finals. So you're gonna see a lot of training and progression over the following months. Also, I'm pumped to have joined forces with Beast Sports. You're gonna see a lot of content on their YouTube and their website relating to all of my training articles and my road back to the competition stage. So let's kick things off today with our stretch mobility warm-up for the biceps. This can be used for any one of our beginner or intermediate advanced workouts, and then we'll get started with each of our 3 routines. I'll see you over there. So if you've watched my videos over the years, you probably haven't seen me focus too much on stretches, mobilities, warm-ups. It's not to say I haven't done them, but I've started to implement them a lot more now, and a number of reasons for that. One, I've been training for about 15 years, so it's really important for me to really take care of my joints and properly warm up so that I can lift those heavy weights without risk of any injury. So that's something both for beginners and all of those veterans out there lifting, something to keep in mind. This little warm-up is great for biceps. I focused on some banded pull-ups. Now you can do body-weighted pull-ups, but I feel with the band, that takes away a lot of my body weight as that resistance allows me to progressively kind of build into that movement and putting stress and trauma through those biceps. Next exercise, seated dumbbell curl. You see there, I've got a full rotation, palms outwards. I'm internally rotating as I then curl up, pumping and squeezing the bicep. I'm not reaching failure here. I'm not going heavy. Those were 10 pounds. So 15, 20 reps, focus on the pump. Get those blood, the nutrients, the oxygen into the muscle. And then a few other kind of static stretches and holds. We've got the inverted plank. So palms down, fingers pointing towards you. It's a great stretch up the forearm and the biceps. Go gently into this. You don't want to push too far forwards or be rocking back, but you find that kind of midway point where you just feel that deep stretch in the bicep. And then to complement that, an Olympic bar, a Smith bar, something fixed, palms down, knuckles upwards, get the arms straight, and then sink down into that, taking a few big deep breaths in. It's a fantastic stretch for the biceps. So everything's feeling nice and kind of warmed up, loose. Mentally, I'm ready to go. Let's get some pre-workout, let's get our supplements stacked up and ready, and then we'll dive into the first of our 3 kind of working programs for biceps. So I'm gonna see you over there. So here we are with the beginner routine, and before I jump into the exercises, I want to start with explaining what I mean by beginner. Now, this particular routine is for anyone who has not really done any resistance training, or for somebody who has taken some time off, at least 2-3 weeks without any lifting. This is going to be ideal to get back in. All of these exercises are designed to focus on the biceps and particular areas of the bicep. We're not just doing curl after curl after curl. Within the beginner, the intermediate, and the advanced, I'm gonna show you different tactics, techniques, principles, and exercises. So watch through the entire video, and then you can pick, mix and match any of the exercises and methods that best suit you. So what we're doing for the beginner routine is 2 to 3 sets of each exercise, and I want you to aim for 12 to 15 reps. Even if you have lifted weights before, or you're looking at people on social media or on YouTube and you want to follow them, you need to start at your own pace. These exercises are ones that I started with. Get your technique down, perfect the form, get used to feeling that muscle work. And then as you get stronger and you start to increase your ability with the exercises, you can start to build on that. So what I'm gonna show you now is just the real fundamentals of training biceps. Don't go too fast, don't go too heavy. In fact, start light, meet those repetitions, 12, 15 reps, comfortably, then start to progress the weight up in small increments. If you make these baby steps, you'll soon go from beginner to intermediate in about 3 months, and from there up to advanced within about 6 to 9 months. So we're gonna start with an incline dumbbell curl on the bench, move through to a barbell curl, and I'll show you a single arm exercise on the bench, concentration curl. All of these work different areas of the muscle, as you'll find out more after we have a look at this circuit.
I've been trying hard to keep my cool, but when you're near, there's nothing that I can do. When you're walking in, I know it's true.
Let's have a look at a few variations with the dumbbells. Now, of course, we can change the incline of the bench. The further we take that back, the more strain we're gonna put on our biceps, making the exercise more challenging, and certainly I wouldn't increase the weight. Instead, I would focus on different methods and variations in this upright position. Now, we were doing a rotation as we curl. Try both palms facing forwards. This is more of a mass builder, puts the full width across that bicep. We can alternate, we can do a rotation, a hammer curl, keeping our thumbs in the upright position. All of these variations that we might be doing with the hand movement, the bench, and the way that we lift and curl the dumbbell have just a slight difference on how that muscle is worked. But over time, all of this adds up to the bigger picture. So don't just stick with the same movement week after week, month after month. Keep track, make a note in a training journal, and make sure that you're changing and adding more variables in every week, or at least every other week. All right, let's move on, have a look at our second exercise. Seriously, you can't beat the barbell curl for a bicep exercise. This is literally the bread and butter, the cornerstone of any arm workout. You'll see here that keeping my arms in this kind of neutral anatomical position, not too far out, not going in, keep it standard. Thumbs around the bar, and as I'm curling up, arms are slightly forwards, making sure that the bicep is contracting and pulling that weight up. I'm not bringing my elbows forwards. So my upper arms are pretty much just kept at the side of my body. Full extension, allowing the full stretch, lengthening of the bicep, and then I'm engaging, contracting them to pull that bar up. And also note, I'm not coming all the way up here, allowing my forearm to be vertical, and that weight is now resting on the arm, taking some of that tension off the bicep. So only about the top of the chest, not all the way up to the shoulder. Let me show you a couple of variations on here. We're gonna go wide, hands out, elbows in, and then slightly a narrow grip, elbows out. So it's both hand placement, wide, neutral, and narrow, and also elbow placement, the rotation of the arm. So take a look. All right, for our third exercise, we're gonna adjust the bench incline. We're actually gonna use this as our incline arm support. So not all the way up, but you don't want it too laid back either. What we're doing is we're gonna support the back of the arm. We're gonna do an isolated concentration curl. And before I get into this, even as a beginner, it's really important, I feel, to add in some unilateral work, to focus on each arm, whether it's arms, shoulders, legs, to focus on one side at a time. Therefore, you're not going to allow the dominant muscle to always take charge, and you really get to feel kind of the nuances of each of the exercises. This muscle here, that's the short head. This gets worked when our arms, elbows typically in front and rested and supported. But let's jump into this exercise. Short head bicep. We're gonna keep everything in line. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, all in that same axis. And as I curl up, really squeezing that bicep, lengthening all the way back down, and repeat, nice and fluid tempo. Okay, I'm gonna show a little variation now on the single arm preacher curl. And this is a variation that you can do even as a beginner. However, I'd give it at least 1 or 2 weeks of doing the standard form and variation first before adding these into your routine. And all we're gonna do, keeping everything straight again, is as we curl up, I'm gonna rotate my hand outwards so my little finger starts to come up. You're really gonna see that short head bicep kind of pull a little bit more stress going through that. So this is the normal variation, just straight up and down. Watch what happens as I add that little rotation in. Just up here, it's a slight variation, but like I said, builds up to bigger things and it does make a difference. There we have it for our beginner workout. Look, I get it. It might seem fairly basic and straightforward, especially if you're looking at everything else going on online. But I promise you this, if you start with the basics, the dumbbells, the bench, the barbell, even adding in some unilateral single arm work with slight variation, this alone can literally transform your arms. So get used to this. Give it a good couple of months, progress up with your weights, 12 to 15 reps comfortably with the weight that you're using. Keep track, write it down, keep notes. Next workout, try to add 5 to 10%. Don't be looking at the next heaviest weight that you want to go up to. Add an extra rep or two, add an extra pound or two. Small increments, they build up. And within 3 to 4 months, you can start to add in more exercises, different variations, and really challenge yourself and push yourself that much harder. So the beginner workout, I'd say once a week, stick to just biceps alone. Maybe add them in after a back or a shoulder workout, but don't think that you need to overtrain them. Give them time. Tempo, as I was doing, nice and fluid. Focus on that muscle contraction, really thinking about squeezing and engaging the muscle. Don't just think about moving that weight up and down to complete the number of repetitions. Really think about consciously engaging, contracting, and squeezing that muscle on each and every rep. Okay? Okay, good. That's the beginner routine done. Let's move on, have a look at the intermediate routine, which I would suggest a good 3 months of doing the beginner, or if you've been training for a few months, a year, and you really want to step up your training, the intermediate bicep routine is really going to give you something to progress up to. Let's take a look.